Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. As you could probably tell, I don't have a microphone, so I maybe need to speak louder, I'm not sure. I just really wanted to see how it sounds like without, and please tell me in the comment section below whether it makes a big difference, whether it doesn't, should I use this, should I use my microphone. And today's video is going to be just a freelancer, or just pretty much a video that's not going to be about anything in specific, just a long-range outlook, if you want to call it that way. We're going to go look at things like temperatures, amount of rain, the severe weather outlook, and that's basically those three mains we will cover. We might cover the hurricane. I actually posted a hurricane video today, but I just felt like if it was too deceiving to call it a category 2 hurricane. I could have changed the title, but I just didn't, it wasn't going too good in terms of views and counts like that, so I was just like, I'm just gonna delete it so I could upload a better video. So this is it. This is the video. I don't think every single video needs to be about something specific. You know, this channel shouldn't stress me out, because sometimes I do get stressed out about making these videos for you guys and being, you know, grammarly correct. See right there, to be correct and not mess up like that. But whatever, you know, it's just the way it is, and I can't do anything about it. So let's just get right into it. Before you, if you wanna, guys, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Really helps out a lot. Feel free to hit that like button. Once you watch the video, you can hit the like button, decide whether you like this video or not. Again, if you like this video, give it a like. If you don't like this video, then you could dislike it if you want, but tell me in the comment section box below why, and then I will improve on my channel. So you could see that over the next course of several days, there is going to be several outbreaks or little spurts of energy. Here's one right there coming across the country. There's a second one. There's a third one. You can see they're going to be coming from west to east with a lot of Pacific moisture involved. And it's just going to be low after low. And finally, you could see there some severe weather, some heavy severe weather breaks out. Sorry, my cat is meowing again, so sorry if you hear him in the background. But he wants to get upstairs, but the doors are closed. So I'm not really going to get out of the way to open it until the video is done. But so sorry if you hear that. But you can see there is that purple is not marked by heavy rain. That is most likely severe weather. And if we keep going forward, especially towards the end of the video, I mean the end of the watch period, you can see this is ending. This is sorry, my cat keeps meowing. This is going through 162, 168 hours. And you can see these storms just seem to pop up out of nowhere. This isn't really organized, and this is what defines May storms. Just pop-up thunderstorms that just come out of nowhere. It could be a disarray of some storms up north, some storms down south, some storms to the west, some storms to the east. You get the point, just everywhere. And then finally we get a more band that's organized. But in general, you can see a lot of rain is going to be happening. And a lot of rain is going to be falling. Here you can see this is the hurricane. It got intensified, so I may be making a video on this depending on how I feel. Depending on if I want to, you know, I think I've already made 2 videos on this, so if someone really wants to know whether this is going to impact them, they should watch that. I don't think there's a need to make more videos until we are more certain about this, but it's been strengthening and it's been more certain that this hurricane will hit, but I don't want to go further in depth. And you can see that just passes through, and another system, so a lot of rain. And did you hear that? That was a cat. I probably didn't hear it, but if we go to 2 total accumulated precip, you could see quite a bit of rain. And again, this is for the next 10 days, so don't freak out. These aren't huge totals in terms of to concern about, like, you know, I mean, there definitely are some totals that are a little bit concerning, but don't freak out, don't panic yet. Doesn't mean your house will flood. Just prepare how you usually would for some heavy rainfall, because most of the country will see some sort of rainfall other than the desert southwest. However, you could even see it's getting into the reds, which is above 6 inches. So most of the country will be above 2 inches. But again, this is the problem with the GFS. As I was showing you those thunderstorms that were popping up in random places, the characteristic of that is it's not going to be widespread. It's just going to be a few localized areas, maybe the size of that lake where my crosshair is right there, right there, and those thunderstorms are not going to be bigger than that, just popping up in random places. So I think that some areas, if repeated, could get hit by thunderstorms over and over again and get up to 10 inches of rain in these areas, but some, maybe a couple even miles away, could receive less than 1 inch of rain. So I think this is a little bit too widespread showing. I think it's going to be more isolated and scattered in nature. And here you can see the only area where I would expect most rain to be widespread is where the hurricane hit, potentially where it could hit. And the location is still not determined. It could hit Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. We don't even know if it's going to form, so let's not talk about that yet. But I do think a lot of severe weather and active weather is going to be on its way. And now let's get to talking about the temperatures. So first, let's go to 2-meter temperature anomalies. I really like this map a lot, 2-meter temp anomalies, because 2 meters, so this is at the height of 2 meters, which is basically the height of an average human being, a little bit more than an average human being, but close enough to surface. And this is basically what you'd feel. And anywhere you see the red or orange or yellow colors, that is above average. The darker it gets, the more above average. The blue is below average. The darker it gets, the more below average. And this is at a certain time. You can see Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. Above average across most of the country. And it also gives you your location. So say you live in Chicago like I do. Pick out your location, and you could see for the next couple of days it's going to be above average. However, then Friday comes in, it's going to be like this little pocket of cold air. I think I mentioned this in my previous video. That just drops down from Canada and then gets squashed between the Gulf of Mexico warm air and the Pacific warm air. And it just gets squashed and it just stays there before finally it gets smothered out by the warm air. And you can see if you pick your area, it's going to be a mishmash of temperatures, but overall I think we're on a warming trend and a lot of warmer temperatures, not that much cold. A lot of the blues are disappearing. However, towards the end of the forecast period there could be some more blues showing up, but that's still far away and we don't really know whether that's going to happen. And now you're probably wondering, well, okay, Mr. Meteorologist, can you show me my actual temperatures? Well, first off, you know, I'm not a certified meteorologist, so don't get too offended if I'm ever wrong, because, again, most meteorologists, whether certified or not, don't have a 100% chance of getting it right. Not even a 50% chance. It's really hard. So these are your actual temperatures now that I'm going to show. And you could see anywhere you see that is like above the green color. So you can see here's a map, and anywhere you see above the green, that's above 60. So anywhere that's not green and it's above that yellow orange colors, then that is above 60. So you can see a lot of the country above 60, and this is the cooler or below average air mass that we're talking about. I mean, look, during the day this could be only like 50s and 60s for Sunday, so not too warm. But again, it does seem to get smothered out towards the end of the forecast period. I mean, you could just see that it just 70s and 60s and 80s and even some 90s down in Texas take over. And that's going to be the trend. But you could see some of the northeast coast, according to this, the northeast coast, some parts of the northeast coast are going to be in the 90s. So this is very weird pattern. But again, summer has its own characteristics every year, so it really just depends on where the fronts set up, where the lows pass, what are the ocean temperatures, what was the previous winter like. And you can see that towards the end of the forecast period, the 90s became more prevalent, and that is natural because as we go further and further into May and June, the temperatures are naturally warming up in terms of normal average temperatures. So that means if it still remains the same above average on the 2-meter temperature anomaly, stays the same color, it will naturally be hotter. So that is basically it, guys. I don't want to bore you anymore with my weather predictions or my weather forecast. So please, if you want to, again, this is something, if you feel free to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost money. I always just want to say that just in case someone out there thinks it costs money, it's for free. And hit that post notifications bell icon. That just tells you once I post a video, you will be there. Someday maybe I'll be giving some kind of reward for my first comment, so always stay tuned for that. And basically, guys, that's pretty much it. So Oh no, I would like to show you one last thing actually. The MLCAPE. And this is a measure of how unstable the atmosphere is. And there's a lot of explaining to be that I don't even know, but all I know is that it boils down to the stronger the cap is, which is marked by the lighter colors, the more severe the weather will be. So you can see next couple of days, nothing too bad, but then it starts getting these brighter colors of red, even some pink. So So this is definitely something we'll need to watch, and you can see these colors just get brighter and brighter as we go further on. I mean, look, even some, what do you want to call that? Some white, some hot pink shows up. So this is some fairly high levels of cap, which basically mean that the severe weather possibilities are going to be fairly high. So I think that in the next 10 days we could receive a high warning by the National Weather Service, or you know how they rate it from the Storm Prediction Center, from moderate, marginal, enhanced, stuff like that. I think we might get a high risk for the first time of the year, but nothing to worry about too much. This doesn't look to be record-breaking overall. A more active pattern, a more pattern to be aware of. However, don't freak out. That's always something I don't want you guys to do. I just want to warn you guys about the potential possibilities of certain things. But thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot, every single view. So, as always, please consider subscribing. Feel free to like the video. And I'll see all of you guys, or girls, ladies, whoever watches my webpage or channel. See you guys in the next episode.